Last week, you had all finally entered the Darklands. I think we've been building up to the Darklands for quite a while now, ever since Oran had told his story of being from Kragadan and being not being able to get back. And there'd always been kind of like a slight undertone of having to travel back there someday, probably through the Darklands. But finally, in maybe like the halfway point or so of Book 4, we were here. And it didn't take very long after entering the Darklands for you guys to wind up afoul of a Duragar patrol who attacked on sight, thinking that you would be easy targets. And unfortunately, you proved them very, very wrong. And one of them surrendered at the very end, seeing that there was no point in continuing the fight, realizing that his class was rubbish and that there was really nothing that he could do as a terrible, terrible prestige class, and offered to serve as a guide for you. It was a very steep cost, but he assured you that his services would be beneficial, and after a little bit of a discussion, you did ultimately decide that it was worth the shot to hire him, see how things go. And that's actually where we left off the last session, was the end of the first day in the Darklands. After having defeated that patrol, you kept going a little bit further until eventually you did decide to take a rest, a spot off the side of the road, and to rest. Navi, just so I remember how this went, Navi stayed behind. She never actually came with you into the Darklands because she's going the opposite direction. So it is just the five of you now, traveling your multi-hundred, well, not multi-hundred, but over 100-mile journey to Kragadan. And we will pick up this session in the, I guess you could say, morning of the second day. This is several thousand feet below ground, so there's no sunlight, obviously, so the perception of time is who knows what. But you guys wake up at whatever your biological clocks tell you is morning time, and you can get around and pull down the camp, get everything ready to travel, and make your way forward. Is there anything you guys would like to do?
Well, I would like to get all my cool level 12 stuff for once.
Oh, yeah.
That is true, yes, you guys did. Did we go over what you guys got at level 12, and it's just that you didn't rest to actually get that, but we already talked about it?
Correct, yeah, we talked about it last time.
So now that you guys have rested, you actually officially get all of that stuff that you
Hooray.
Talked about having gotten but didn't get yet. So that'll be neat.
Nothing Jessup would do. I'm top HP.
Yeah, I think Kieran's just anxious to get this party started.
Same with Oran, yeah.
Now, Kieran.
Get to Kragadan.
I would say Kieran should use the Metamagic Rod of Extend to use the communal dark vision. But remember, only you and I need it now. Because Gideon, he's got a belt that helps his eyesight.
I have the belt.
Never mind. Gideon and I would like dark vision.
Yes. I will cast dark vision communal. Yeah, so Kieran doesn't have anything special that he wants to do. I think it would just be the normal routine, and I think he's kind of anxious just to get going into the Darklands now that we have a tenuous guide.
Yeah, so as we go with this, I'll just kind of go along day by day as we go through, and if you guys have something you'd want to say or do, just go ahead and let me know, and we can give a pause there. But otherwise, I'll just start going through this journey of yours. In terms of if you guys do ever end up in combat, I'm probably not going to waste time playing Flendak, because as a shadow dancer, he is useless and terrible.
Oh,
And what are we paying him for?
yeah, I know. Seriously, give us some of the money back.
Well, he's going to be doing quite a bit here. We'll see. I have information that we'll see.
They're mind flayers. Just talk them down.
So you guys all get your camp torn down, everything's ready to go, and you begin making your way further down the long walk, the second day of your trip. And during this second day of your journey, roughly maybe 6 or 7 hours of walking goes by. Just fairly banal walking in pitch darkness for most of the day. I don't know what conversation there might be. Flendak certainly isn't going to be starting any conversation, I can tell you that. But after these number of hours, Flendak stops. And he kind of motions forward and a little bit to the left. And actually, I'll move you guys to where you'd be. Like, you're kind of like this.
Jason, this, like, long walk is, like, truly a highway just underground?
It is essentially an underground highway built by the Duragar, yeah.
Huh.
Interesting.
Cool.
Are there like juts off occasionally, like going different like routes and stuff, or is it?
There are definitely side caverns for sure, but the highway itself does not split. It's pretty much a singular road from the two major Duragar cities. But I mean, there are tunnels that pocket it occasionally.
Nice. Do they have like little reflective mile markers so you know how far you are?
Yes, for the dark vision people.
Do they have exit signs
I
to let you
doubt
know?
it.
No?
Neon green flashing.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it was obvious to travelers, you know?
No, like you wouldn't get lost on the long walk, probably, because you just have to follow the main road. But there are caverns all over the place, and you can see like ancient statues that are kind of worn down and whatnot occasionally. Like you'll see, like with your dark vision, you'll see like the shape of an eye on the wall next to you, like a giant like stone eye, and it's just like an ancient statue that's been eroded away mostly. Anyways, you get to a spot and Flendak stops and he motions forward slightly to the left. Whatever it is that he sees is outside your range of dark vision until you squint for a bit, and then you can faintly see in the distance a patch of what appears to be iridescent violet-black mushrooms that are each like 4 to 6 inches in height that are kind of glowing in the distance. And he says, "Looks like a patch of twilight mushrooms growing out of a corpse up ahead. Looks like it's still clutching a spear. Could be worth investigating. Up to you. I'd be happy to take a closer look, but only if this one comes with me." And he points to Oran.
What are you inspecting for?
The corpse.
No, I mean, are you looking for gear? Looking how it died? I mean, what are we trying to look at it for?
Yeah, both. I mean, like I said, it's up to you, but
Why?
so,
Why me specifically? I don't understand.
oh, because it's twilight mushrooms.
Okay.
Can I get a knowledge check on some twilight mushrooms?
Yeah, knowledge dungeoneering if you want to.
Can I aid, maybe?
You can try, sure.
Nope, just kidding. Don't have engineering.
And while they're thinking about that, Kieran's gonna say, "All right, now these twilight mushrooms, nothing pops out of them, right? I have a bad experience with a corpse and rock grubs jumping out, so there's no like explosion of little creepy crawlies that are gonna come out of it, right?"
No creepy crawlies. There will be spores and stuff. Yeah, that's why I'm asking to have the dwarf come with me. So with a 22 knowledge dungeoneering, Jessup, you don't really know anything about twilight mushrooms, but Flendak kind of talks to you about it and says, yeah, so twilight mushrooms, they grow in damp, dark underground areas. They're highly toxic to non-dwarves. We tend to use them to deter trespassers. We'll set them up in places, and it often leads to things like this, roadside corpses that are just kind of free to plunder. And, I've heard that things like sunlight or extreme cold can destroy them or render them useless, but yeah, you don't get that too well. Sunlight, you never get that down here, but yeah, we tend to set them up as a way to deter trespassers, and it occasionally gives us nice little opportunities like this. So That's why I said it might be worth investigating. It's up to you. We can go around it easily enough.
So I just roll a 29 oratory sense motive to see if that's true. Especially more the part where it doesn't affect dwarves.
Sounds like, as far as he's aware, that is the case. Like from what he just said, it sounds like Duragar handle these things a lot. And the fact that he's willing to go up to it himself makes you think that, like, if he wasn't immune to it, he probably wouldn't suggest that.
Just for kind of turn the group in. Sounds kosher to me.
I'll let you roll a knowledge local if you want.
And Jason, my new belt doesn't do anything for me with this. 'Cause I'm basically a dwarf now. Like, my belt has essentially turned me into a 6 foot tall dwarf.
Yeah, I'm a 7 foot tall.
I grew a beard overnight. You woke up and you see Kieran now has this like super long bushy beard.
He's burly.
He's yeah.
He's burly with a beard now.
Yep. 100% canon. He tried to shave and it just came back.
Yep.
23 on that local roll for whatever that was for.
So with a 23, so again, you don't think that he's lying, but you're thinking about it and you wonder if what he said is actually the case. So one thing that you know about Duragar, Jessup, is that they, unlike surface dwarves, they are immune to poison. Surface dwarves have a bonus against poison, but Duragar are immune to poison. So it may be the case that he thinks dwarves are immune to twilight mushrooms, when in reality, that's not necessarily the case.
Okay, so retroactive, not kosher, and go, I don't know if you cut from the same cloth, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I don't know if our buddy Oran here is going to be any better those mushrooms than Kieran over here, tall dwarf.
No, I assure you, I've handled these plenty of times. They're not toxic to dwarves. I've personal experience.
Kind of looks at Oran and shrugs, but he'll turn to Oran so his back is facing, kind of shrugs, but kind of makes a face, kind of like, I don't know about that.
I mean, it's up to you. Like I said, we could just walk around it. That's fine.
All right, we can check it out. I'm willing to give it a go.
It's just I didn't want to go. There's not zero danger. Like, there could be danger. So I don't want to go alone. But twilight mushrooms, as far as I'm aware, I've handled them plenty of times. They'd be pretty bad for 3 of you guys, but...
So you're not willing to go up there by yourself. You will only go up there if Oran goes with you.
Yeah, I'd like some backup. Yeah, just in case.
Do you know, like, is there a radius that this affects? Because we can get as close as we can. I just don't know if it only affects a certain area.
Yeah, sometimes it depends on the maturity of the mushrooms, the size of the patch. Probably 10, 15, maybe 20 feet, depending on how big it is. They tend to burst out pretty big.
Oran was like, yeah, we can check it out. I'm willing to give it a go. I'm pretty hardy. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Jessup will look at Oran and, you are a braver soul than I. And he'll give him heroes.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't have any more antitoxin.
Well, Jessup, I'll give you hero, so that'll give you +2 morale bonus to attack roll saves and skill checks at least. So I'll give that to Oran. Oran, that's going to last you for quite a while. 160 minutes.
I don't know, Oran, if you prepared anything for poison or not, but...
I do have one antitoxin. I don't know where I got it, but it's here.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. No problem.
Live forever.
I wouldn't worry about it. If worse comes to worse, I'm sure by the grace of Milani, I'll be able to hopefully bring you back.
Okay, I hope.
Full of confidence.
I wouldn't worry about it personally.
All right. So Kieran will walk up, we'll follow, but we'll stop a good 20, 25 feet away.
Jessup will move up as well, but he's going to be like 60 feet away. Oh, Gideon just went right up in there, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I have a high fortitude save.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
You guys make your way up closer to this patch, and as you get within, as Flendak and Oran get within 10 to 15 feet, he's kind of looking at us. Yeah, I'll be honest, I kind of expected you to chicken out there. Got more grit than I thought you would for a surface dwarf.
Yeah, well, I've spent quite a bit of time in the Darklands. Not exactly afraid of anything down here.
Well, we'll see about that. I've heard that before. And he kind of continues going upwards. He's kind of looking at the mushrooms. It's a bit odd. Usually we have a standard way of setting these things up, so they grow in a way that we can see them. It looks like this is a bit of it's almost haphazard. It's kind of weird. And he goes and he kind of grabs at the spear, and as he does, the mushrooms kind of burst out like he had said that they would as they're disturbed. In a 10-foot radius, they just explode out with spores, and he kind of coughs a little bit, but it doesn't seem to affect him whatsoever. Oran, I will need you to give me a fortitude save.
You have Huron, right? Nice.
Okay, yep. You also cough a little bit, but you are able to kind of cover your mouth, and you're pretty hardy, so you don't seem to be terribly affected by this. And Flendak pulls up the spear, and he's just like, yeah, that's really weird. It doesn't seem like something that I or the other Duragar would have set up like this. And as he says that, I need everybody to roll a perception check.
I rolled a 13, starting off on a strong note.
Hey, I rolled a 32.
25.
16.
Okay.
Well, Oran, you and I will not be acting in the surprise round.
I don't know how to see things.
So, as he begins to ponder the seemingly strange organization of this patch of mushrooms here, anyone who rolled a 23 or higher on their perception check, which includes
Jessup
him.
and Gideon.
So Jessup, Gideon, and Flendak, you all hear movement in the ceiling on either side of the highway. Some large creature that is about to, it seems, pounce out. And as soon as you hear that, Flendak looks up and he kind of ducks down. He says, "Oh, crap." And just as he says that, I need everybody to roll initiative. Yeah, he's a very tame. His language is very tame. He's very family-friendly, Duragar.
He's a family-friendly Duragar.
That's because we're a family-friendly podcast.
These initiatives are not great.
I rolled a 24.
Jessup got 22.
For once, Gideon actually beat Oran.
So, let's see here. Gideon got a 12. Oran got an 8. Jessup got a 22. And Kieran got a 24. And Gideon's initiative modifier is 2. Okay, so top of surprise round. Top of the surprise round, Flendak, like I said, he looks up and kind of looks to the left and looks to the right, and he yells out in surprise. He says, "Oh, we got incoming!" And he is going to move action, pull out his crossbow, but I'm not actually going to play him in the combat because, again, he will do nothing. His crossbow is worthless, and his class is worthless, and everything about him is worthless.
He has some inherent value as being, a sentient being.
Would be if he wasn't a shadow dancer. The more I read, the less I liked the shadow dancer.
That's like classist. That's pretty bad.
Yeah. So, in the surprise round, the only two of you that will be acting is, what was it again? It was
Gideon and Jessup.
Gideon and Jessup. So Jessup, you will be going now.
Can Jessup see what we're talking about?
No, your dark vision is 60 feet. You don't see anything within your dark vision at all. You hear him yell out that you have incoming, but you don't see anything. Actually, you don't even see him, I don't think.
You just don't.
So I have a standard or move action. Jessup is just going to start his performance and good to go. Well, obviously Inspire Courage.
Yeah, so Inspire Courage, just so you're aware, it uses audible or visual. Okay. Good. Okay.
Yes.
So as long as they can hear you. Okay.
Correct. So, Jessup's not going to move. He's going to stay where he is, hope for the best, and he will start a performance as his move action, and that is his surprise round.
Okay. Next up, we have one of these creatures. Out of a kind of a side alcove in the left side of the road, near the ceiling, a large creature roars out and unleashes a breath attack in your direction, illuminating the area with this torrent of fire very briefly. You can all see this creature as it does so in the illumination. That's what it looks like there. It is a large serpentine type creature, and its breath is going to go all over the two dwarves. I need Oran to give me a reflex save.
Oh, everyone knows Oran's known for his reflexes.
He is very lithe
Pretty good,
in
dude.
his full stone plate.
Hey, actually, that's not half bad. 22.
Yeah, so Oran, you only take 9 points of fire damage as this torrent of fire engulfs you, and it kind of burns all of the spores away in the process. And in that brief moment, again, all of you can see this creature up in the corner, and I would say that it would be enough illumination for you to faintly be able to catch out of the corner of your eye the other creature who is on the other side of the room of the highway there. Same creature it looks like, and it's just out of the corner of your eye. You spot it for a brief second, and then it all goes dark once the fire dissipates.
Oran, how much damage did you take?
9.
So you take half that, because I had cast shield on you at the start of the day.
Oh, you are Peach.
And who did we say got the extra one? I do, Jace.
He takes the higher amount, so he takes 5. You take 4.
So I get 4 back.
Yep. And then it is Gideon's turn in the surprise round.
We're gonna go ahead and cast hedging weapons
All right.
Classic.
and 5-foot step in.
Okay. It is then the other guy's turn in the surprise round. It's going to do a move action to jump down and start moving in your guys' direction. That'll be its surprise round. Which now brings us to the top of the first actual round of initiative. Kieran, you'll be going first.
Oh boy. So, Kieran, I think I can see these things now?
With your 60-foot dark vision, you can barely see the one. You cannot see the other. You saw it for a brief moment, but you can't currently see it. But you can see this one over here.
Okay. What knowledge check would I have to roll on these? I guess let me tell you what I have. So I have Arcana, Local, and Nobility. I don't know if any of those would apply.
Yep, go ahead and roll a Knowledge Arcana.
Okay. Knowledge Arcana. Oh, natural 2 for a 17. Beautiful.
In the very brief glimpse of it that you got and the darkness, you're not able to distinguish exactly what these creatures are.
Did I see the breath attack though? And I can see it looks
for sure.
dragon-like.
You for sure saw the fire breath. You saw that easily, yeah.
Okay.
50-foot line of fire, it seemed.
So Kieran sees this creature that looks dragon-like, and that sparks in him to grow his claws, and like he normally does, except this time is a little bit different because this time he doesn't just grow claws, but he literally becomes a medium-sized blue dragon.
Let's go!
As my
Dragon Disciple
level 7 ability, Form of the Dragon, will take place. So I think I have that programmed.
Do you have a cool new icon for Kieran?
I sent one to Jason. I think you can make tokens flippable, so I don't know if that's something we can look to do in the future. We can just
You sent
flip.
it to me 10 minutes ago. Okay.
No, I literally just sent it to you.
Okay, there we go.
Just now. I didn't think about it until we were in the combat, and I was like, oh my gosh, I kind of want a new token, but I don't think it'll be in time, so we don't have to do that for this fight, but in the future, that would be cool to have as a flip my token and I become this dragon. But I think that expends my standard action. It's very unclear. It just says I gain the ability which I believe works like the spell form of the dragon. So basically, I become a medium, in my case, chromatic dragon, because it has to go after your bloodline. I gain a +4 size bonus to strength, +2 size bonus to con, a +4 natural armor bonus, 60 feet of fly speed, but poor, 60 feet of dark vision, a breath weapon, and resistance to my element of electricity. And then I get a bite attack, 2 claws, 2 wings.
For everybody to see what Kieran looks like now.
But I'm still medium, so I'm not like a super fierce dragon yet. I'm just a medium-sized dragon, but...
You're still cool as all get out.
Does that dragon have some pretty sweet abs?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
rippled, its scales are well defined. Yeah, so I think that expends my standard action.
I would imagine
and
so.
with the bonus to con, I should get additional HP. So I get 1, so that would be what? 12 more hit points? Because I get a +2 size bonus to con?
Yeah, it would be your level.
Okay.
That is not temporary HP, so
Oh, it's not?
I don't believe so. It's just a bonus to your con, so your actual hit points goes up and will go down
Right.
when the spell ends.
When I die. Okay. Good to know. That'll be fun. So that'll be my standard action, and then for my move, I'm going to... How tall are the ceilings? Are they pretty tall in here?
About 40 feet.
Okay, I will fly up 20 feet where I'm at, and then I will just be in the air 20 feet up.
Okay.
So we're going to do some 3D combat, which is always a good time.
Yep. And what's your move? Yeah. Well, your movement speed is what?
60 feet, but poor.
Okay, so you can do 20. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you ascend at half speed, so.
Yeah, yep.
All
That's my turn.
right. All right then. That brings us to Jessup.
Jessup will maintain performance. Jessup will... Can Jessup roll a knowledge check?
Sure. Knowledge Arcana.
Can Jessup roll a nat 20 because he's a loser for 32?
Sure, if you want to. That is enough to identify the creatures and to get 2 pieces of information. So you identify these as creatures known as Peluda. They are neutral evil large dragon. So wild dragonkin that stalk the savage places of the world. Peluda loathe. Very different word. Loathe all of the weak, fragile creatures smaller than themselves, especially the various arrogant breeds of humanoids. Viewing themselves as true and regal dragons, these brutes seek to dominate all sorts of territories that are a few miles wide. They drive off all sorts of creatures and despoil the land as they please. They are typically 15 feet long and weigh about 300 pounds. So, yeah. And 2 pieces of information that you could ask about them.
Defenses?
All right. There are several things here to be said. Okay. Defensive abilities. They have DR. They are immune to fire. They are immune to paralysis. They are immune to sleep. They do have spell resistance. I think that's all I'll give you for one question.
Can I use the second question to get specific on the DR?
Yeah, if you'd like. They have DR5 magic.
That's a lame one. Ah, wasted a question. Oh well.
That's okay. He gave you a lot for the first question.
Yeah, so
he got a ton of stuff.
Jessup
There
will,
are a lot of things to say about these creatures, so...
they don't have wings, do they?
They don't have a fly speed.
I just was looking at the picture and I don't see wings. I guess it doesn't mean they can't fly, but I was just
Yeah,
curious.
the description: shuffling forward on thunderous elephantine limbs, immense dragon-like beasts, serpentine maw, sinuous neck, steam comes forth from the razor-sharp fangs, powerful tail. It does not say anything in the flavor text of a wing, so yeah,
Okay.
they might not have.
I
those.
guess I assume, but yeah. So Jessup will relay that with you gotta smack them with some magic imbued weapons, but they have spell resistance, of which I do not know a numerical number to provide. That is all. And Jessup he'll move up a little bit. So free action, maintain performance, free action, monster lore. He'll move up And then he will ready an action to cast haste when there are, I think at least when Gideon and Oran, I would like to get all three of them, but if at least Oran gets within range, I will, or between Oran and Gideon, I'll cast it within 30 feet of each other.
All right. That brings us to the blue Peluda. It is going to jump down and move towards Oran. It does have reach, so it's actually only going to move here. It's going to make one attack, I think. So, as it gets down, it gets close to you, it then takes its tail, which you can see has numerous quills and barbs at the end of it. I'll show you again. You can see that tail there. And it kind of flings it in your direction as many of these barbs dislodge, and everything within like a 15-foot cone of that area needs a reflex save.
Misses.
No, it's a save. There's no attack roll. You get 28. You do succeed, but you still take half damage.
I take half the time.
So you still take 10 points of
Quarter
damage. So you
damage.
take 5, and Gideon takes another 5.
Gideon, you're the best.
Hey, man, I do what I can.
And it's Gideon's turn.
He's going to delay and shout out to Oran, because I'm assuming Jessup conferred his plan to him. That he wants
Jessup
him
confines all of his plans to himself.
that he wants him to fall back so he can benefit from haste.
Really not Flen because he's not worthy.
So Gideon will delay. So I'll drop you down. That brings us to the red Peluda, which is going to move a little bit over here and is going to do its own breath attack. And I need a reflex save from... Oh, you're flying, aren't you, Kieran?
Aha! It's almost like I planned
In that case, it only goes there. And
I didn't plan
I need a save from Gideon. Reflex save.
Nothing like a 9, baby.
Ooh.
A 9, surprisingly, does not succeed. You take 28 points of fire damage as this breath weapon consumes you, and just all of your... I mean, it probably doesn't help that you're in full plate. The burning metal is just searing your skin.
Also doesn't help I waited to cast a spell I should have cast instead of delaying, but oh well, it's okay. Live and learn.
Well, that brings us to Oran. Also, Flendak would have moved back, but he's not important, so...
So, how close do I have to be
Right with me, basically. As close as you can get.
for haste?
A single move action would get it so that the three of you could get haste. I don't think...
You couldn't get Jessup and everyone.
No, I'm not too concerned with Jessup.
Actually, maybe, though, actually.
I guess
Good.
it depends on where you go. But also, Kieran is 20 feet in the air, so we got to just take into consideration our friend.
A single move action would probably be able to do it.
A single move action would do it.
I was going to say, don't be too concerned about me because I can't... Do I get an extra natural attack with haste? It's just iteratives you don't get with haste, right? Or you...
I think you get an extra natural attack.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I guess if Oran gets there, I will cast haste.
I assume you get an attack of opportunity, Jason.
No, you could just withdraw
yes.
if you had wanted to. It depends on what you want to do.
Well, I'd still like to cast a spell.
Yeah, so in that case, yes, it would get to try to take a bite at you.
Molestive Grace.
Or acrobatics. Are you acrobatic?
Doesn't matter. A natural 1 will miss regardless.
Yay!
Ooh, that was lucky.
So Jessup will get his haste off.
Listen, I know you think that's mediocre, but
Right.
that's banging.
Listen. Okay, it's well liked. Everyone here wants it, okay?
I do specifically cast it in an area that somehow doesn't hit Flen because he doesn't want it. I don't know if it's possible. Or if you can do that, but that's what I do.
Okay. Yeah, so I've moved you in initiative to be right before Oran.
Even though I readied?
That's how it works, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that was only for delaying.
When you delay, you have to wait until somebody's turn is done and then you can decide to go. When you ready, you interrupt that person's turn and you move to the initiative order directly before them.
Oh, is it my turn again or no?
Yep, you can continue your turn. That's your move action.
Okay. So then I cast Fire Belly.
All right.
Fireball.
Oh, I wish.
Okay.
I don't know Fireball, but I know Fire Belly.
And I'll act here.
That will then bring us to the delayed Gideon.
Who is going to cast Shared Wrath against the red one. Targets up to one creature per level, no two of which can be more than 30 feet apart, just like haste. I wanted this situation to happen too, so it's all good. An important thing of note, at 12th level, you gain the benefits of the improved critical feat on attack rolls made against a designated creature. So just remember to double your critical range when you're fighting red.
And this is for whom?
Red guy.
Yeah, but this affects all of us because it's shared, or?
Yeah, it affects all of us.
Yeah, just Oran, just make sure for some reason your heroism is not going to stack with that. You'll still get the save bonus, but
You'll get the improved critical still, which is nice.
yeah. I mean, you'll get a little bit better stuff, but
Basically, I get just like an extra +1 to attack and damage. Then.
correct. You
Essentially.
just want to make sure that you're not adding another 3 on top of the 2.
No, I want to add both.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to stop you, buddy. That's up to you if Jason catches you, though. Oh, wrath.
And then we're going to go ahead and do an invocation of, I think, destruction. So a +1 sacred bonus increases by 3. So a +3 sacred bonus on weapon damage rolls. And yeah, that'll be my turn. I'll 5-foot step closer to Oran.
Okay. Top of round 2, Kieran, you are first.
So Kieran will fly to be in melee with red then. I do not have reach, so I will provoke as I fly down. I will be flying in the air, but within melee, just to let you know.
Okay, so you are flying, but
I
you
am
will provoke by
flying.
getting close.
Exactly. But I think I still am close enough to get destruction.
And you're still 20 feet in the air?
No, I'm in melee in the air.
So you're like a medium-sized dragon?
Yeah, basically. Just a baby dragon.
You're flying, but like hovering at 5 feet? Or what do you mean when you say in melee? Because isn't this one in the air?
No, they're not flying.
No, they don't have wings.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you are within range for destruction.
Okay.
That is only a 23 to hit, though.
Okay, that does not hit. Alright, I will take a bite attack with my bite. So this bite attack is a 25.
That will hit your target.
So this is 17 points of bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage. And I believe, Jason, I think this is important, but my claws and bite count as magic as of 5th level, so I think that also means my dragon form bite and claws are magic. It doesn't say in the spell, but I was just going off of my bloodline, but maybe it's not because it's off of the spell. I don't know, but I'll leave that up to you.
Not too big of a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would also say Form of the Dragon is a spell, so it would be fine.
That's my turn.
Okay. That brings us to the 2 Peluda. Blue is going to move up to be around here and is actually going to do its Quill Barrage again, because it doesn't say that there's it says a times per day, but it doesn't say there's any cooldown to it. So I need both Oran and Gideon to roll reflex saves.
Okay.
16.
Okay, Oran gets a 16, Gideon gets an 11. I love it. Both of you fail. Oh my gosh.
I don't like when you do that. I don't like that at all.
I hate it when he does it.
I rolled a bunch of dice. All but one of them were 1.
Oh my goodness. So that is an oh my goodness in the good sense.
Yeah.
On 6d6,
Oof.
you take 8.
Oof.
So I take 12.
Yes, you take 12, Oran takes 4. And I forgot to do this the first time I did it, but you do both need to do a fortitude save.
Do I really need to?
Because they are poisoned.
Oh, that was a really bad roll.
It was a
Holy
bad
cow.
roll for Oran, too. Like, a 7.
So Oran, and this is a poison, so
Oh, so
I don't know if you're
26.
+2 for being a dwarf.
Yeah,
Okay.
26.
You are fine. Gideon is dead. Wow. Just kidding. Gideon, you are not dead, but you did fail against the poison. So you will take 2 points of constitution damage.
Constitution damage?
Yes.
That's not good.
That's not good.
So that is the blue's turn. Red is then going to full attack the dragon that it sees. So this is going to be 4 attacks against you, Kieran.
Yikes.
So the bite, 24 to hit.
That's a miss.
First claw, 35 to hit.
That will hit.
Second claw, natural 1. Gosh, man. Gosh. And tail slap. Natural 2. Awesome. Rolling like the worst ever. So you only get hit by 1 claw. So you only end up taking, wow, minimum damage. 9 points of damage. These guys suck.
Wait, Jason, is it worse than a Shadow Dancer in the Darklands?
Well, these guys at least have potential to do something.
Okay, you said 9 points of damage?
Yes, you take 9 points of damage.
He really is laying it on thick how much he hates.
Dude, I feel bad for Flood, man.
I do.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been a shadow dancer when there's no dim light down
I
there.
would do dancing lights so he can get his shadow out, but we killed it.
Yeah, and it doesn't come back for 30 days.
He is useless.
That's
Who designs a class feature you can't use
a month.
after 30 days?
Yeah, even you get your what do they call it, familiars and animal companions back quicker than that.
Yeah.
Madness. Anyways, that was the Red's turn. That brings us to Jessup.
Yes. Thank you guys, appreciate
Every
it.
time.
Gets me pumped up every time. I inspire you guys, you inspire me. It's how this
That's
group
how
works.
it goes. Yep.
Alrighty. I'm going to cast Song of Healing, and I'm going to use that on Oran, Gideon, Kieran. So you all will get fast healing too. Do not forget, Jessup does not like feeling useless.
Invariably, we will forget.
I won't forget.
Jessup will move a little bit. Here, I'm just trying to make sure. So, Kieran, you're flying.
No, he's on the ground. You can think of him on
No,
the
he's
ground
flying.
now.
Oh, he's
He
flying.
is flying, but he's on the ground flying.
Nope.
That
but, okay.
makes no sense.
He's like 10 to 15 feet up.
Or less.
Or more.
Don't play my character. I am exactly 6.5 feet in the air.
Precisely.
I'm just going to move here to make Jason a fantastic line because I am a scholar and a gentleman.
Awesome.
So Jessup's going to free action, maintain performance, cast Song of Healing, move action, just take a couple steps that way.
That brings us to Oran.
Fast healing 2.
Hey, I get, what, 2 heal points back?
You get 2.
2.
Take it.
2.
Ooh.
Moon. He will 5-foot step up.
All right.
Catch these hands.
26 will hit. 21 will miss.
And then the haste attack.
27 will hit.
Those were terrible rolls.
They really
though,
were.
Actually.
That's a 3 on the die. A 3 on the die. No.
And a
Yeah.
4.
and
Yeah.
4. Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
grief. You're like rolling like last week.
But you're still hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's lots of buffs.
It's not like
man.
you're fighting something that's got a
Lots of buffs.
stupid high AC, though.
But what? 23 points a day. Well, and then Jessup's
40
30?
points.
40 points a day.
40 points.
40.
You're welcome, Jason.
And you only have the destruction going on, right? Not wrath.
Okay, so let's go ahead and drop 1 off of that. Because I do have the wrath.
Wait, why is there no wrath?
Because it's only on the red.
It's only on red.
Oh, I didn't have that on red. Erp. I do now.
That is Oren's turn. Brings us to Gideon.
Fast healing.
Yep. So I go up to 57. Don't worry, Jessup. I got you. We buff characters. We don't forget. All right.
Bards for life.
Bard for life. I'll go ahead and swift action do one of them again.
That was mildly better than my fast healing.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little. But it costs me something. Yours is free, Jessup.
Well, it cost me a spell.
Well, yeah, free for me though.
That's all that matters.
Free healing 2.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and we'll cast another shared wrath. I think it can have 2 things suffering from my wrath.
Presumably, I guess, if you have the spell slots.
Yeah, I do. So we're gonna do another shared wrath. Boom. And this time we'll go against blue. And this time we'll pick, I don't know, he's a melee fighter, but Jessup might shoot him with a bow. I can only pick definitely Oran and me, and then
You do, Kieran. I'm not going to be upset about it.
all right, we'll give it to Kieran then. I don't care. That's kind of an out of game decision. I don't care who benefits it.
Okay, you guys got Shared Earth against Blur.
Yep. And now you can actually, if you want to, just don't forget to undo it. You can increase the critical range of your weapon, double it.
Oh boy.
Okay, I will do that.
Not you, Jason.
So, like, if you normally crit on a 20, you now crit on a 19 and 20.
Ooh.
Correct. If you normally crit on an 18, you now crit on a 15. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're a filthy min-maxer. Okay. Do you want to move?
Oh, me? No. Yeah. I'll move. Why not get into close to flanking,
Okay.
which will provoke?
Will attempt to bite you
Yeah, try.
as a 36. Oh, I just
30?
hit.
Let me make sure. Oh, I'm hasted. I'm sorry. It's a 37.
Nope. You put 36 in the chat. I'm sorry
Hands
to
off the
say.
chess piece.
Well,
But that
I
hits.
well, I'll let you do whatever you can sleep with at night, and I'm okay with it. But yeah, it's a 37.
That brings us to the top of round 3. We have Kieran again.
Okay, Kieran will just full attack, I guess, with my lots of attacks. So this will be a bite, a hasted bite, 2 claws, and 2 wings.
Oh yeah, what a cool character.
Okay. So I do not get iteratives on these. So, great. Everything's just at my highest BAB.
The wings are probably secondary.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so your primary ones are full, your secondary ones take a -5, and that's how natural attacks work.
Okay. Bite attack number 1 is a 26, natural 5.
A 26 will hit.
Do you want me to just roll the attacks and then do the damage, or do you want me to do one at
Probably.
a time? Okay. So the first bite hits. Second bite is, wow, a natural 19, so tentative critical threat
Wow.
with a 34 to confirm.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. Claw attack number 1 is a 36.
Yep.
Claw attack number 2 is a 36.
Yep.
Wing attack number 1 is an 18.
That'll miss.
And wing attack number 2 is a 21.
That'll miss.
All right, so first bite damage is 23.
Okay.
Critical bite damage is 43.
Okay, so that's 66.
And claw damage is a 20. And then,
You get another claw.
oh, did both claws? Oh, they did. Okay. One more claw is 21.
Holy cow, man.
Because what's
And
the total
then-
damage?
Jessup damage would be what? 46? No,
You're
Jessup
out of
damage?
range.
Oh, okay.
It's only within 30 feet.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it was 107?
Yeah.
Is that the total?
I think so.
Real quick, did you crit because of an expanded crit range, or did you already have a 19 crit range?
Nope, that was the expanded crit range. That was the improved.
Hey, let's go!
Let's see, 23 and 43, that's 66. Plus an additional 41. Yeah, 107.
Okay.
Holy cow.
Let me just say, Kieran is buffed up to the wazoo. He normally would not hit this hard, but he has got like a bunch of buffs.
Oh, we still got more to go if you want them.
Yeah, I mean, and plus being a dragon right now, his strength is 24, so that's adding to that as well.
I've used 2 spells on you, Sarah, and one of them was a duplicate spell. So I'm telling you, we got more to go if you want to get up there, push that damage.
All right. Yeah, it went from being pretty much fine to being almost dead.
Yeah, but just wait till it retaliates on me. That's going to be fun. But that's my turn.
Yeah, it had triple-digit hit points. It's now single-digit hit points. That brings us to the Paluda. The one down here. What are their intelligences? They're wyvern level intelligences. Let me see. This is a standard action, and Oran hit, but Gideon did not.
Well, I haven't touched him yet.
Yeah, because Gideon just moved up. Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to try a full attack. It's going to try to hit Oran. If it finds itself unable to hit, then it will do something else next turn. Bite against Oran. That is a 28.
Just hits.
First claw is going to miss with a 23. Second claw is going to hit with a 28. And the tail slap is going to miss with a 26. So 1 bite and 1 claw. All right. So you take... The bite does 15 points of damage, so you'll take 8 and Gideon will take 7.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The claw that hit did 10 points of damage, so you both take 5 more. And then it is going to 5-foot step back. The red one is going to wildly and desperately try to put you down. It doesn't know how much hit points you have, but it has lots of attacks too. So it's going to try to...
Oh no, I don't have any images.
It's going to try to do something here.
If I cast Mirror Image and then become a dragon, do my images change to be dragons, or am I just a dragon surrounded by Kierans?
No, I think they changed to be dragons.
Because that would make me a lot easier to hit.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you could just cast it as a dragon.
Yeah, probably, but it's funnier to think about it that way. Anyway, okay.
Bite.
Oh, go ahead and kill me.
It's going to be a 25.
That misses.
Okay. First claw is a 31.
Yes, that hits.
Second claw is a natural 20
Oh.
That just barely misses.
with a 30 to confirm.
My scales have medium fortification. So
Whoa, that's a
roll
really
me
cool ability. Where'd you get that?
And
it just comes with the spell.
that is a
It just comes with this spell.
32 on the tail slap.
Yep, that's gonna hit.
So both claws hit. The second claw crits, and the tail slap hits. I did not notice that the tail slap does way more damage than the others, but nice. Okay, so the first claw does 14 points of damage, max.
Oh, this critical is gonna hurt.
The second claw does 19 points of damage.
That was a critical?
Yeah.
Ouch.
And the tail slap does 17 points of damage, and I need a fortitude save.
Oh boy. Fortitude is my best save, but I have a history of rolling poorly. A 24?
24 is okay.
Oh, thank goodness. Whew.
Also,
Don't say also.
I forgot about that ability that would have been coming up every time that you hit it.
Go ahead.
Too
man.
late.
Very
Well,
different.
here,
very
Does it
different
benefit
play.
me or not?
It does
I
not
just-
benefit you. Real
Oh.
quick, how many times did you hit it, do you think?
4.
4.
4? Okay.
Mhm. Do I
So
take damage?
as you were
'cause it's-
hitting it,
'cause spiky.
this Pelota's black back and tail are covered in sharp black quills.
Uh-huh.
Any creature that strikes a Pelota with a melee weapon, an unarmed attack, or a natural weapon takes some piercing damage from its quills.
Okay.
Oh, Oran would have taken damage too then.
Yep.
Jessup,
So-
shut your mouth.
So, Kieran, you take another 16 points of damage from all of those attacks that you did, and you take 5 points of damage from all that.
Do I take that damage too, Jason? So he would take...
You take 2, he takes 3. I'm not going to do the next bit of that ability because it says they take 1d6 piercing damage and risk being poisoned, which means I think you'd have to roll a save for poison against every single one of those attacks. Which actually against you guys, you'd have to roll super bad. Well, Kieran would probably fail it.
I mean...
Roll a couple
Yeah.
Constitution, Fortitude saves.
Just a couple?
Yeah, 4, and then Oran can roll 2. And this is against poison, so Oran's fine on both of his. No problem.
All right. So my number 1, 18.
Okay, that is one fail.
So what does that do? Because that's going to affect the rest of them.
Yes, you take 1 point of Constitution damage, so
Okay.
nothing
So
yet.
that doesn't do anything yet. Okay. Second
Yeah,
fortitude save is a 31.
You're good.
All right. Third fortitude save is a 31.
You're good. So you'd actually with those 2 saves, you would have cured the poison, but then the 4th attack, you'd have to do it again.
They count as cure attempts as well?
22.
I'm not going to think about it enough to say whether that's the case. It's just simpler that way, I think.
I was surprised you were able to get affected by it more than once, even. But
Well, you can. It'll just increase the DC and the duration. It
got
gets
you.
it could get really, really bad. So technically,
Yeah, I still am poisoned, technically.
technically the DC for the consecutive 3 saves that Kieran made went up by 2, but even with the increase, he succeeded, so he's fine.
So I still have 1 con damage, and I technically am still poisoned, because I'm going to have to roll on my turn now, right?
No, because well, yes, because each of those
I
were
am.
against the new dose, so
Yeah.
you will have to do it on your turn. Okay.
Should I have rolled on my turn?
We rolled yours when you got hit, right?
Yeah.
So you'd have to roll it on its turn, because that would be 1 round. We can do it on your turn, because it's not going to make a difference, but I wouldn't want you to roll it on his turn and then on your turn immediately. I don't know.
Okay. And so it might get worse, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So we'll go to you, because it's not going to make a difference, and we'll just roll it on your turn from here on out.
No, we can do it on his turn. It was
Well, then
blue
you
that
roll
hit
it now,
me,
then.
so just roll it now.
Yeah, because it's the end of their turn.
So
Okay, so it's 1 save.
Yep. I need 2 consecutive, I'm guessing.
2 or 3 or 4 or 5, something like that.
Kind of depends on the ability.
Yeah. That will bring us to Jessup at the end of their turn. This one will actually 5-foot step back. It wants to put a little bit of distance.
I'm going to cast a spell.
Classic.
Then go run up. Oh shoot! Oh, Kieran's flying.
Only 5 feet. You can jump.
I'm
No.
in melee.
So I can't touch you.
You can.
You can.
Okay.
You can.
So I run up. Just will cast Cure Serious Wounds. Well, maintain performance. Cast Cure Serious Wounds. Walk up. Slap. Blue da the blue.
Right in my tail. Right in my tail.
Sure.
That was good. 878 on 3d8 is no joke. So what, 35?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is tasty.
One away
I
from
appreciate
max.
that.
So, Kieran, you and your new cool dragon form. Heal.
Okay. That brings us to Oran. And, Oran, you realize now, having hit this creature, that, yes, it is extremely difficult to hit it in melee without getting sliced or stabbed by its quills.
I'll live forever.
What would you like to do?
Am I out of its range if I 5-foot step back? Presumably.
You can assume that. You don't know exactly what their reach is, if it's 10 feet. Seems like it's been 10 feet, but you don't know if they have anything that's past that.
All right. Well, he'll 5-foot step back and risk it, and then cast a spell.
Okay. It doesn't appear to take an attack.
Cold Ice Strike.
Oh, that's a swifty.
Huh?
For future reference, I think because that spell is a swift action, you don't actually provoke, so you could cast it in melee.
Oh, are you serious? Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So I'll stay. Actually, could I 5-foot step forward and still cast it?
Yep.
That's disgusting.
Cold Ice Strike is a ridiculous spell.
Okay, so that's 12d6.
Yep, so does that allow for spell resistance?
I think so.
So you will have to roll spell resistance.
There might be some people in the audience that don't know what that spell is. Maybe you should describe it.
Yeah, for those, people in the audience.
Yes, so it is.
Flen needs to know.
Yes, it does have spell resistance, and it has a saving reflex for half. You create a shredding flurry of ice slivers, which blast from your hand in a line. The line deals 1d6 points of cold damage per caster level. It has a range of 30 feet and an area of a 30-foot line. And it is instantaneous, and it's a swift action.
Yep. So go ahead and roll a caster level check against the creature's spell resistance.
Ho, ho, ho! That's going to overcome it for sure.
What if it didn't?
32, you do bypass its spell resistance, so it gets a reflex save. That is a 22 reflex.
It's a level 6 spell, so DC 20.
Okay. So it does succeed on the reflex,
So 21
so it takes half damage.
points of damage.
Okay. 21 points of damage. Still pretty good.
And then we're going to take some swings.
Okay.
And hopefully not fail my fortitude saves.
40 will hit, 22 will miss.
And then do I still get the hasted attack, even though I did a swift action?
Yeah. A 30 will hit. So you do take 10 points of damage from the 2 times that you hit it and get stabbed by its quills. And I do need 2 fortitude saves.
So you take 5 of that, don't forget.
Yep.
Okay, 27, you're good on the first one. 33, you're good on the second one.
It'd be real bad if somehow Oran failed those. Pretty much immune to poison now. And then that's my turn.
Famous last words,
Yep.
bud.
Yep, I'm immune to poison. Dies of poison next game.
That brings us to Gideon. You are still suffering from the poison, but you've made one save against it. So how would you like to proceed?
We'll swift action Divine Might, and then we will 5-foot step and wail into it.
Okay.
Gideon kills himself by meleeing too much.
We'll 5-foot step there, and then here it is. It's coming.
Oh, wow.
There we
There
are.
you go.
So the first attack will hit and natural 20 and will confirm with a 31. The natural one will miss, and then the 37 will hit.
So that's going to be 32 plus 22 plus 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And 2 fortitude saves, right?
Yes, you take 10 points of damage from the quills,
Yep.
and I need 2 fortitude saves.
Fortitude save 1 is a fail, I'm assuming?
That is a fail. So
Nice take.
your save count is reset. The DC increases another 2.
Yep.
And you take 2 more points of constitution damage.
Yikes. Losing me another 12.
That is correct.
Good thing I have heal.
Oh no, we're not going to need heal. Probably.
Uh,
Probably.
We'll see about that.
Well, I probably won't need heal.
We'll see how this next fortitude save goes.
Yeah.
Because the DC is getting pretty high now.
There we are.
Okay, so that is 1 save.
Yep.
But still, the DC is now 4 higher than it was.
Oh yeah, we're fine, buddy. We're fine.
And the frequency is now... It's going to be a number of rounds.
Oh yeah, we're fine.
Okay. Top of round 4, we come back to Kieran.
Okay, Kieran will heal 2 for fast healing. I will roll a fortitude save and roll a 19. I don't
That
know.
will fail.
Oh, nuts. That's not good.
You take 2 points of constitution damage, rolling a lot of 2s on this die.
Okay, so this time my con is affected, so I lose 12 HP, which actually takes me down to what I was before, but
Well, your current goes down as well.
knowing how I got hit by that last time, knowing my track record with poison, I'm not going to melee it this time. I'm instead going to use my dragon breath attack on it. So this is a little bit different from the other breath attacks and stuff that I do. This was only 68 points of damage and does allow a reflex save for half damage. I think because this spell is a 6th level spell, would it go off of my 6th level DC, even though I don't have 6th level spells? Because normally if I cast the spell, that's what it would be.
I would imagine so.
Okay, so that would be a
If
DC...
That's the spell level. Yeah.
Okay, so that would be a DC 20 reflex save, and I will roll 68 damage. So, wow, okay, that was pretty garbage. 17 on a failed save and 8 on a successful save.
Regardless of whether it saved or not, it had 2 hit points left.
Oh,
so
come
even
on.
if it succeeds, it dies.
Okay. All right. That, I think I'm going to just stay where I'm at for right now, as this poison is coursing through my dragon veins.
Okay.
And that will be my turn.
All right, that brings us to Blue. He's going to step a little bit and I think continue attacking Oran. That's who he was attacking before. Actually, no, he's going to do something cool. He's going to do something fun and cool.
It misses.
Between the two of you, which one did the most damage to him that round?
That round,
I would say Gideon, because you crit him.
I did 30. Yeah, I did about 60. He did the spell though, which added 21.
Oh, that's true.
Pretty
plus-
even.
It's about the same. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if you would say because he's a fire dragon, if the cold affected him more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so he is going to attempt an awesome blow.
Ooh.
And he's going to try to hit Oran. So as a standard action, he's going to attempt an awesome blow combat maneuver against you. So this is against your CMD.
I am immune.
What a niche ability. Oh, well, that's a natural 20. So does a 42 beat your CMD?
I mean, I think you know it does.
So the opponent takes damage
Okay.
and is knocked flying 10 feet. You take 13 points of damage as it takes its tail and it whacks right into your chest and throws you back 10 feet. So you are, like I said, you are knocked flying 10 feet back and you fall prone. And I need a fortitude save because the tail does have the poison.
How much damage did I take?
13. So you take 7 and Josh takes 6. Not Gideon, Josh.
Josh specific.
Yeah. I'm dying over here.
Okay, so again, you're fine with the poison, but you are knocked prone and you're tossed back 10 feet as it tries to put distance between you.
Is it scared of me?
Well, it doesn't like the damage it's taking. I think it 5 foot steps to get there, so that is going to be its turn.
Okay.
That brings us to Jessup.
Jessup.
Yes.
Say, I guess, move action, pull out his bow. 5 foot step, just take a shot, I suppose.
All right, take a shot.
Jessup will. I think I got him a bust, inspired courage. I got shared wrath. I'm in range for destruction, correct?
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Was not a crit though. That's sad.
But a 39 will hit.
Minimum 15 damage.
15 still. It's still up, but it's hurt very badly.
That's it.
That brings us to Oran, who is prone on the ground, having the wind knocked out of him.
Well, I suppose I stand up.
Go for it.
Oh yeah, fast healing.
Oh, yeah.
So as a move action, you stand up.
Did we determine if it has DR fire or just magic?
DR5 magic. It is immune to fire and paralysis and sleep.
Can I charge at it?
I don't know if you can charge at it in that circumstance. I think you can only charge as a full round action or as a standard action if you can only take a standard action.
How much movement do I have? 40 feet right now? Right? I'm hasted?
You're hasted.
Move here.
Okay. That brings us to Gideon.
Who will swift action heal up a little bit. Going to... I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I die?
Yeah. You got a backup prepared,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
We'll play it a little bit safer. We'll 5 foot step back and cast. We'll use a Cure Serious.
Okay. All right. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Brings us to the top of round 5. We have Kieran.
Okay, fortitude save, fast healing.
Oh, I needed a Fortitude save too, didn't I?
Yeah, we can do it on your turn.
So, damage.
Okay.
That is another fail.
Yikes.
I think maybe at this point, I probably should start rolling in the chat the amount of damage you take from this.
Ouch.
I take damage. Oh,
The amount of con damage.
Yeah.
3 con damage.
Oh, that was more than I was expecting.
Yikes.
I don't know what that does to you now, but it's at least another 12.
Yeah, it's not good.
Just bear in mind, if your con damage equals your con score, you do die. So keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, Kieran, you have a save.
Okay, yep. I'm currently at 3 con damage, and my fortitude save is a 29.
That is a save. Did you save your last one as well? No, it's a 19, so that failed.
Yeah.
So this is one save.
Okay, 1 save on the thing. Again, I'm so good with poison, so I'm sure this will go well. Oh boy, I don't really want to... Can I cast... I can cast spells as a dragon, right? Because I've got arms
Yeah.
and a voice. Okay.
Yeah.
I will cast magic missile at the... whatever you call it. The Pelior or something?
Peluda.
Peluda. Right, magic missile is...
See if you can do enough.
19 points of damage.
That
Force
will
damage.
do it. It had 9 hit points.
Yay!
It's a lot closer than I thought. Could have bone shakered it. Could have done anything to it, actually, basically.
And it falls. That brings us to Jessup. Anything you want to do?
Yeah, he will. Now that we're over. I mean, Jessup wasn't hit by it, and I technically didn't roll, but do I know that they're under effects of a poison?
You would not, probably. They might have said something during the combat, but if they didn't say that they felt that they were poisoned, then you probably wouldn't be aware.
I guess, yeah, there is something I could do, but I'm not, because as far as I know, Jessup doesn't know that they poisoned.
Okay.
So, hey, good job, guys! And Jessup will drop his performance, which will spark a heal, though. I think it's 1d8 plus 12? No?
Nice.
Yeah, 1d8 plus 12.
Oran, anything on your turn you can do?
Yeah. Oran will run over to Gideon and cast heal. Because he would know. I think he would know that Gideon's probably poisoned because he's been fighting.
Yeah, you were
the rest
resisting
of
it.
it.
So.
Yeah. So it removes diseased as well.
It does, and any ability damage that you have here, I'll link it.
Ability damage, poison.
And then 120 points in HP.
Oh yeah, I'm full. I'm just reset. Nothing
Yep.
happened.
Everything's back to normal.
Shield's kind of busted like that, isn't it?
All right, that brings us to the top of round 6. Kieran, you'll have to make one more save, and then we'll see if we can do something about your poison if you still have it.
An 18, so I failed.
That will fail. So you take 4 constitution damage.
Holy crap.
So you...
Do you let anyone know that you're poisoned?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. He's looking at.
Yeah, just bear with me for a second, because that's 48 hit points.
It's 24.
Oh, because it's only 2. Okay, that's a lot better.
And Jessup, then Oran, then Gideon, each of you will have 1 turn if you have anything you can do. against the
Yeah,
poison.
he would call out, and I can't do a cool dragony voice. It would be like deep and
Guttural.
he would be like, I can't even do it. I can't even do it. I'll just make a
They're
fool
like,
of
what
myself.
can't you do? What are you trying to say?
I can't.
What is it?
I can't get rid of the poison.
Gideon will check with Oran before. If there's nothing else he can do, though, I can cast Purify Body.
What does that do?
Removes all the ability damage. It's the poor man's heal.
But I think it doesn't remove the poisoned condition, right?
It will not.
Restores some hit points. Yeah, removes all physical ability scores, and this is a physical ability score. Yep, but it does not do the poison. So you'd still be poisoned.
But your saves would be higher.
I can cast something on Kieran to help.
I'll cast Purify Body.
Oh, I had a quick question. Clerics have that ability to, like, consume a spell to use a healing spell kind of thing? Like, they can consume, like, a prepared spell to use a healing spell?
I think it's Cure.
Yes, but it has to, I think, have the word cure in it, so you can't do it for the heal spell.
Oh, you're right. It says can convert. Yes, a cure spell is any spell with cure in its name. Oh, that's lame.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a little overpowered. I think if you could just spontaneously use the heal spell, that would
I mean,
be
not really.
awesome.
You'd only basically get, like, an extra instance of it.
I mean, it depends on your level, but it's a free 150 hit point heal.
Yeah, no, I don't have a scroll of it, but we definitely should get a scroll of Remove Poison.
We should have got one for Kieran, knowing Kieran.
Yeah, knowing my
Jessup
history.
will try to do something, I guess. I'm assuming we're still in initiative order.
Yeah,
I'm just giving each of you an action in whatever order you want to do.
So I cast Purify Body.
Okay. And actually, my fortitude save would have been worse because I didn't take into account the -1 I had. But now I'm back to no con damage, but still poisoned.
Yep, your max hit points goes back up, but your current hit points are still low.
You also heal 3d8 plus 12, so add 12 to that, so 22.
And then whatever Jessup wants to cast.
Okay, so I healed 22, you said?
Yep.
So, okay, so it is my turn?
Yes.
Yep.
Or back to me? Okay.
I got nothing.
Is this how I die?
I was gonna say I got.
Do you have
Oh,
breath
no.
of life?
I do.
I mean, I have breath of life.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously.
Just kill me, and then I'll come back not poisoned.
So, Jessup will, in like turn order, he will start his Inspire Courage back up to bolster Kieran's courage to overcome said poison. And then go over to Kieran. Kieran, you cannot fall here. You are destined for greatness. And he will cast Grand Destiny on Kieran.
What's that?
So you inspire the target with a power to seize a Grand Destiny. The target gets a +4 competence bonus that it can choose to apply before rolling any attack roll, caster level check, saving throw, or skill check. The spell ends once the bonus has been applied for 2 rolls, but at 12th level and 15th level, they get an additional one. So Kieran can choose 3 different instances in the next 160 minutes to use the +4 competence bonus on any of those types of rolls.
And I'll swift action switch my invocation to the one that Purify to boost his saves.
So if I'm understanding this right, the Grand Destiny would really only give me a +1 because Inspire Courage is also competence and is a +3.
I don't think Inspire Courage does saves, does it?
You don't
No.
get anything for
Oh,
saves.
then why did you start a performance?
You'll see.
Oh, okay. It was just to give me courage. I see. Okay.
I think I know what he's going for.
Lols.
Could I use Touch of Law on her for this?
Yeah.
Who's her?
Him. I'm sorry, dragon. Could I use Touch of Law, Jason?
Yep.
Oh, on him?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will do that if you're willing.
Oh yeah, if it's lawful, 100%.
Okay.
Give me that law, tasty law. I don't know what
so
it
you can
does. What
just-
does that do?
It gives you an 11 on your dice result.
Yeah, you can take an 11.
Oh, then 100% I'll do that.
So
And
what would your...
and I'll take the +4 competence. No, not yet, because I have to roll this twice. So I have a base 14 right now. So with an 11, that would be a 25.
You get my Grand Destiny 3 times.
Oh,
Kieran,
then I'll
'cause
do
I'm
that,
at-
29.
I'm at level
You
12.
also get Purify, which is a +2 to
I already
all
put
your-
that in there, so that's a 14.
As sacred?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
That's already in there. So 14 + 4, 18 + 10, 11, 29.
Yeah, I think the base DC was 20, and I think you failed it maybe once on an additional dose, so even then it would only be 22. So 29 is enough to consecutively do, well, for this round.
Yeah,
you
that's
get
just one
get it.
save.
Oran, I don't know if you'd want to do the same thing again the following round.
I could, yeah. Because I get it 3 plus my wisdom, so I think I have 5 uses of it a day.
3
Okay.
plus your wisdom would be like 7.
Oh, wait, yeah, my wisdom's 4. Sorry, I thought my wisdom was 2. So yeah, I get it 7 times a day.
So if you used it a second time, you would succeed on the consecutive roll, and it needed 2 to cure. So you would cure it after the second turn.
All
and
right.
with that, we drop out of initiative. The combat is over, and you are left in the Darklands with these 2 dead Paluda.
Did they set the trap? Like, was this a trap that they set? Is that the gist that we're getting?
Yeah, as you guys were healing, Flendak was looking around. He says, "Yeah, it looks like these whatever these are, these dragons or something. They placed that here. Like I said, it was weird that the patch Twilight mushrooms didn't look quite right. Now that once I got close to it, I think maybe that was set up by them. Haven't seen one of these before. It's neat.
They're smart enough to set up a trap?
Yeah. By the way, the spear looks like it's magical. If you're interested, I don't really use spears."
Sure, take a look at the spear.
He throws the spear towards you.
I throw the spear toward
He
Kieran.
hurls it at you.
Can Flint roll a ranged attack, please?
Yeah.
So you do. I don't even have you roll for it. You're able to identify it as a +1 spear.
Too bad Aiden's not here. He'd take that +1 spear.
Yeah, he'd add them to his.
Cloak of many weapons.
You never know when you're gonna want to have reach.
Yep, that's fair.
Why is it always poison? Why does everything want to kill me with poison?
Oh, yeah, here. And Jessup handed Kieran the antitoxin. Yeah, I'm never usually too much trouble. You probably need this more than me.
Well, I'll probably have to use it right away.
That belt didn't give you any resistances to poison. That's a pretty big hallmark of being a dwarf.
It actually does.
What an oversight.
Shut the front door. Let me put
guess,
that in the... I'm pretty sure it does, at least, for dwarven.
Jessup looks like Kieran. First time being a dwarf, huh?
Right. Never been a dwarf, clearly.
Yeah, I've been a dwarf my whole life.
Plus, but the reason why is because it's a resistance bonus, so it doesn't stack with my cloak. That's why I didn't put it in there. So my cloak of resistance +2 cancels out the +2 resistance from the belt, unfortunately.
Oh, well,
So.
I don't think that's true if you're a natural dwarf, but that's fine.
Well, listen, I didn't choose to be born the way I was, all right? It's not my fault that you're hardier than I am. I probably would have passed a lot of those saves if I had been a dwarf.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. We're known for our sturdy constitution.
Flendak kind of laughs to himself and says, I wasn't even making saves.
Listen, you don't have to brag about it, all right?
Yeah, well, not to get too personal, but at least we're not shadow dancers, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right,
My
well, I
class
guess
might suck, but my race is pretty good.
Dear Lord, how to get canceled in 2 seconds.
Well, I guess shall we get moving away? I'm assuming these carcasses will probably attract some unwanted attention.
All right, I have to just say, nobody has anything to say about the fact that I turned into a dragon.
Oh, that
Nothing?
was very...
Nothing
No,
at all?
I'm sorry.
I didn't notice.
Kieran.
I'm
You
very bad
didn't?
What
at
you
perception, you see. I can't see
What?
things.
What?
No,
But
what you did was truly amazing, Kieran.
I feel like you're being sarcastic, Gideon.
No. He
That's
smiles.
motive.
Oh, I
A
mean,
3. All right, I take it back. You're completely sincere.
That's fairly fascinating. You can turn into a dragon? That's neat.
Yeah, I think it was just kind of the next step. You know, I started out with the claws and then started, being able to deal damage with the bite, which I had to get over mentally because I don't like raw meat, but something about when I'm in that state, it kind of tastes good. And then I got to this point where I just was going to do the same thing I've always done, and I felt more powerful, and it just completely changed. It was amazing.
well, sometimes a good night's rest will do that to you. Feel like a new man.
Yeah, I kind of expected it to happen though. So I don't know if I've really said, but my grandfather was kind of my mentor in all of this, and he was able to do that. Only he was able to turn into a much larger dragon than I. And so, maybe with time I'll get bigger. I don't know. Seems kind of puny right now, but still
You
cool.
just need some meat on the bones. Well, yeah, I thought it was a spell, to be honest with you. I know you casted a lot of weird things. We've seen some things on our journeys here, so I didn't really think much of it. I just knew that you weren't attacking me.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't think I'm quite good enough to cast a spell like that at this point. But I feel kind of tapped out. I don't know if I can do it again. Seems like it's a once a day kind of thing.
Still quite the ability. That's amazing.
Well, you know what? I feel pretty good about that. Some of these fights that we've been having, I feel helpless or, things are turning against us. But that one I felt pretty good. Other than the fact that I was slowly dying because of poison. I don't want to forget that. But, we did pretty good. Even you, Flynn, back there, watching.
Yep, I was shooting arrows, but mine doesn't do much.
I didn't see any of them hit, so.
Yeah, well, they were all natural 20s.
Turns out there were actually like 2 more that he took care of.
Yeah, you didn't see those ones.
Oh, were they outside our dark vision range, eh?
Yeah, if you had 150 feet, you probably would have noticed, but it's fine.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I feel pretty good about continuing on. If the Darklands are just like those creatures, we'll be fine. No problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you guys, do we need some healing before we head out here?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Oh,
I did take a few.
I could channel.
I do like a good Torog's blessing.
Oh, absolutely. And
He's growing on me.
he certainly gives you his blessing. I'm sure he likes dragons.
I'm sure he does. Who doesn't like dragons?
I did.
Too soon, Gideon.
Too soon.
All right. Well, Flendak, lead the way. You're growing on me a little bit. If you can help us avoid things like that in the future, then, this may end up being a profitable relationship.
I mean, I've already been paid, so it's been a profitable relationship.
Well, that's just because Jessup's a bit of a pushover. If I had had my way, we would have worked out different terms. But count your lucky stars, we've got Jessup with us.
Gideon nods. Cool guy nods, of course.
He continues to lead you forward. And you go another couple of hours walking down the Darklands.
Jason, is this something where we need to be quiet as we move? Are we trying to move through, like, quietly, or are we able to like hold conversations? And...
We have Gideon. I mean, I don't really think quiet's necessary.
No
That's fair.
chance of quiet. I think I
That's
have a
fair.
-9.
There's
now.
no inspired competence that can help
I
that
was gonna
guy.
say you have 2 tanks just rolling down the middle of the highway. There ain't gonna be a whole lot of quiet.
So you guys go the rest of the day walking, and eventually once you start to get a little bit tired, again, you have no idea what time anything is happening, but once you start getting a little tired, you do rest up, you set up your tent or whatever camping stuff you have off to the side of the highway again, and you take your turns keeping watch throughout the night, and then the next morning, the day 3.
Well, hold up. Sarah, did
the
you
trip-
have some mid-travel conversation you wanted to RP with Kieran?
Oh no, not really. No, I just was gonna say that he would, not just walk in silence or anything. He would hold a conversation, but I don't have anything specific.
All right, he's talkative. Gideon will talk to anyone who wants to about religion. He'll definitely do that.
Nope, I'm good.
That shuts Kieran right up.
Figured as much.
Well, some of the finer points of Torog are justice and, taking up for the weak. Like, Oran will begin monologuing about Torog.
And Gideon responds courteously and in kind, very respectful of your position on things, and then says what kind of overlap between his ideals are there.
Well, I think you'd make a fine cleric of Torog.
But unfortunately, I already serve 1. Well, 2 already, so...
Wow, that's fine. One day, maybe.
Maybe, but it is nice to have an ally. I must say your channels or your ability to confer his blessing is much appreciated here.
Well, thank you.
I do have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Did you choose who you ended up worshiping, or was it just something that you grew up worshiping who you did, and that's kind of how you went with your life? Or did you decide one day that you were going to worship, Torog, in your case, Oran, and whoever you worship, Gideon?
Well, I'm a dwarf. It just kind of comes naturally to us. I think all dwarfs, to some degree, venerate Torog. I mean, there might be a few holdouts, like Kining, but, they're just not good people in general. But naturally, most dwarves just, venerate Torog to begin with. Mine just goes a bit further, and I try and spread his belief across the land. Justice, law, doing good, that kind of thing.
Well, for my sake, you know most of my story. I was raised by the Knights of Ozum. I don't know my true birth parents. The way the Knights tell me, a priest found me as a child, left kind of at the doorstep. And so I was taken into their kinship, and when I grew up, I venerated Iomade for a long while, and I still value much of what she says. But I found as I grew older, a mentor of mine communicated to me the plights of Near Mythos. I was very blessed to have people that taught us not only to defend the Knights of Ozum and Vigil, but he taught us the cultures of the Inner Sea and the peoples that we stood to protect. And I latched on to those stories, and I heard one of Milani and her acts, her previous service to Aradin, and her relationship with Iomade is actually quite well known and understood. So my veneration for her just grew naturally from a desire to wanting to help others. And I realized that there was more fight than just the ones that we had at Vigil, and that there was fights here near Mythos, there's fights in the darkest places like Nidal, and everyone does their part. And when it was time for me to make a path for myself, I decided that this would be my part to play. So it was a very, in my opinion, conscious choice. I still respect many of the gods, Shaylin, their aspect of finding beauty in every moment and Ioma Day for justice and righteous rule, but I found particularly called to Milani's service. Of all the gods, she still interacts with the mortal realm in ways that I see. And I felt drawn to that.
You seem to respect Abadar. Is that right?
I do, but it was more something that I was just expected to do growing up. It was the family deity, and it was more just a deity in name. One that we did the rituals and paid our tithes to Abadar and went to the services, but I can't say anyone in my family actually truly was devoted to Abadar.
That's how my service to the inheritor felt. I don't question or doubt the faith of the Knights of Ozim, but for myself, it was where I was raised, and it wasn't really my own. So I understand what that's like, I think.
Right. Now, Gideon, does it ever bother you that you were set on this path to protect all these people? But what if you didn't want to do that? Did you have freedom to leave and do whatever you wanted?
Yes, the knights were very kind, and I still have a good relationship with many of them. They respected me, and they trained me in the ways that they thought were right, but when it was time to leave, there were a few that were upset, but most were respectful and understood that I had to do what I had to do. I still love each and every one of them, and without a question would lay my life down for any of them. But I had to forge my own path, and I think they understood that.
Well, I do have to say your devotion to Nirmathos is admirable, if a bit passionate, I suppose, but I do really respect the fact that you stick to your guns and you follow your heart in this. Despite not being from Nirmathos, not owing the people anything, really.
If I can be grandiose for a moment, it is this sole devotion that I found Milani's task so able to be followed. She seemed honest in her desire to help everyone, and my goal is for every waking moment that I live, I can fight to make life easier for the people in the inner sea, not just protect them from what lies beyond. That's my dream, to do this over and over. There are rumors among those that serve Milani that it's possible after death to continue returning to the mortal realm in various ways and helping. And some of her most loyal are even reincarnated into the next life. So I hope whatever is me continues down the path that I set. Whatever form I take or life after, I want to keep doing this.
Well, let me ask you this question. This conflict between Nirmathos and Multhune, do you solely side with Nirmathos on it? Do you harbor the same ill will against Multhune that the rest of the Nirmathi people do?
I don't harbor that hatred for Multhune. I think, like anywhere, I imagine the average Multhuni is no different than the average citizen of Vigil. Protected by a strong military presence, and I imagine most of them don't think about the day-to-day of what that entails. As far as the political conflict goes, I do believe that Taldas has overstepped his bounds, and I do believe Nirmathos' claim as an independent nation is legitimate. And even if it weren't, I'm not sure that Multhuni rule would be best for the people here. I don't think that they respect the way of life. And I think that that's the important part, the part that I valued from Nirmathos. I think that the chief failure is that they don't have a strong sense of government or any ruling power, so order is hard to maintain. But with that does come a sense of genuine freedom, and I think that people should be entitled to that freedom. I think if Nirmathos wants a future for themselves, they'll have to accept some legitimate rule. And I don't think that'll happen in my lifetime, but till then, they shouldn't suffer, if that makes sense.
Well, when this is all over, I'll vote Jessup to be king of Nirmathos, if it comes to that. Hey, Jessup, how about that? We talked about that before. You think you'd make a good king?
We don't do that here.
Yeah, well, you don't do it now, but maybe you will.
No, I'm okay. We'll have a parliament kind of
I hate to be particular, but Kieran, it's that attitude there. Yeah, no offense intended, Jessup. That will leave Nearmythos struggling for years to come. It's not just Jessup, it's a whole culture and a way of thinking. And I don't think it's inherently wrong, but they won't be strong in their conflicts against Multhune. And that will keep them in a land of conflict for a long time. I'd like to end that someday, but it starts small, I think, first. After we take care of the Iron Fang Legion, rallying support for central Nearmythos. I don't think it can be accomplished in a lifetime, but
I think you're right, Gideon. Maybe you're right. I'll become king and promote slavery in Nearmythos, and we'll all be good.
Well, I mean, just being a king doesn't mean that you have to promote slavery all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah. No, that'll just solve everything, won't it?
All right, well, here, Oran, does Kragadan have a king?
Maybe.
I mean,
I don't know.
I believe it does, unless he's dead. Let's see here. Yes, he used to be an adventurer, and of course I don't remember his name. 2 seconds. Hang on.
How long were you cracking on that one?
Is that Grom or Gorm Greathammer? Is that right, Jason?
Gorm Greathammer is a prince. His father is the technical king. I'm just checking the timeline to see if Oran would be aware of
some things.
The situation with the king. So, Borum Greathammer is the name of the king. It probably has been a number of years that this has happened.
So Oran assumes that probably that's still the king. I mean, something might have changed, but he probably wouldn't know that because he hasn't been home in a while.
Okay, so this was 46, 65, so this was a while back. So something that you would be aware of, Oran, because this did occur when you were in the city, or at least it would be in the history of it. In 4665, an unexplained magical incident left King Borum Greathammer's eldest son, Durund, encased in a prison of impenetrable crystal.
Oh, that's right. Yep, I read that.
Unable to free Durund and restore his heir to life, the king had the crystal kind of interred in the deepest parts of the city, and ever since then he's kind of been in an extended mourning. So Kragadan has a king, but it is not ruled by its king, and hasn't been for a while. It's ruled by a governing body called the Even-Handed Synod, of which Grom is a member.
Yeah.
But him and there's a daughter, a princess, none of them wanted to take the throne. So that's why they kind of resorted to a governing body.
So Oran would go, well, actually, yes, technically Kragadan has a king, but it's a bit of a complicated situation. He's not real active in a political sense. Actually, most of Kragadan's ran by a council of prominent dwarves.
Oh, you're not on the council?
No, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm not prominent.
Well, not yet.
I'm not what you would call.
Give it time.
I mean, I'm respectable, but I'm not what you would call socially respectable.
Oh, well, I see at the end of all of this, Oran, I see you being the king of Kragadan, I see Jessup being the king of Nearmythos, Gideon, you can be the king of Ozum, I don't know, wherever.
Stonewall!
Last Wall? Was that where you said you were
Sure,
from?
that one.
I require no kingship, though. I know we're joking, but someone like you, Jessup, would be good for the people of Nearmythos. You would understand their concerns, and
I'm going to be
a good future.
The mayor's counselor of Longshadow. That's close enough.
Maybe set your ambitions higher.
I'm kind of getting a little old over here. I don't know how much more ambition I got. I don't know. Going along with you guys, keep me a little young and spry.
Try to keep you alive, too.
I think it's more me keeping you alive, but who's counting?
You guys have this conversation as you walking on the third day, as I said. And shortly after this conversation, so maybe only an hour or two into the third day's travel, you come upon a great collapse in the long walk.
Not a great collapse.
Oh, wow. It's a great collapse. Looks like we can squeeze through the top.
Yeah, so you see a great collapse in the long walk. It looks like a massive underground tremor caused a several 100-foot-long sinkhole to drop out from the highway. It's deeper than you can see with dark vision, but Flendak looks over and assures you that it only goes down about 130 feet. And you can see to the right side of the highway, there is a narrow section of road, roughly 10 to 15 feet at some places, where you could walk by. And he lets all of you know some information. He says, we found this a few years ago. Not entirely sure what caused it yet. We're still investigating. Been a bit tricky, though. Last time we sent a group of engineers to survey the area, they disappeared. Ever since then, we've had issues with people occasionally going missing around this spot. I've heard all manner of rumors. Some say arms of shadow grab unknowing travelers and pull them into the abyss. Others say there's a collapse, there's a tunnel at the bottom of the collapse that leads down to Sekamina, and that those filthy drow come up and set up ambushes to grab slaves. I've been through half a dozen times, and I've never personally run into any issues, but I cannot deny the fact that there have been disappearances. So, I just keep your eye out. We can make it around, we can make it past here if we just follow the right side, but yeah, just keep your eyes open.
So, drow exists in this portion of the timeline?
Drow always existed.
Yes, but are known to the world. Let me quantify.
They are... Okay, so drow always existed.
Yes.
They were 100% totally unknown until Second Darkness, which is the second, I think, second or third, I think it's the second, adventure path, right after Rise of the Rune Lords, which would have been like 9 years ago.
So
something
right,
like that.
So right after.
So yeah, so they have technically been known for less than a decade. So they'd probably be extremely rare, and I'd say almost no one knows of them still, probably. But for those in the know, yeah, they are aware. They're not totally hidden like they would be in Rune Lords.
So Flen would say that, and Kieran would say, so these drow, I've heard not very much about them. What are they exactly, and have you come across them before?
I have fought with them once before. We got into a little bit of a tussle over some slaves, but they're basically just lanky, dark-skinned ambushers, as far as I'm concerned. Don't see them too often. They live even deeper than we do, and yeah, they usually keep to themselves, or they keep their activities secretive. It's hard to spot them most of the time.
Well, then hopefully we don't run into any of them.
Yeah, I'd never want to see one of them.
Yeah, they don't take very kindly to surface dwellers normally. Well, I mean, they don't really take kindly to anybody, even their own kin, but, you know, nothing new there. Anyways, I guess onward. But like I said, keep your eyes open. Who knows what could happen.
Okay, I will. I've been keeping them shut this whole time, so glad you said something.
That's really stupid. You shouldn't do that.
I was joking. It was a joke.
Gotcha.
I do have blind sense, though, and blind fight.
Good for you.
Why are you walking right next to the edge, my friend? That seems quite dangerous.
Well, you don't want me walking next to the edge?
I would rather you didn't.
You got a problem with me walking close to the edge here?
I mean, not particularly, but you know, it'd be hard to loot your body if you fall down into the abyss.
You guys get about maybe 100 or so feet along this path. Everybody roll me a perception check.
My perception is a 20.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible for any of you to notice.
Great. I have blind sense, 30 feet.
Okay, so you might notice just for the sake of blind sense, but I rolled stealth, and I rolled a natural 19 and a natural 20. So the stealth checks are pretty good. So you guys are walking along the edge here, and at first nothing happens. You don't see anything. You see a couple stalactites at the ceiling to the side. There's like maybe a couple dozen of them scattered around this area, but that's not terribly new. However, as you passed by some of them, suddenly, Kieran, you sense movement. And none of you succeed on the perception check to notice these creatures. But Kieran, you do sense the movement of these creatures. So I'll let you act in the surprise round because you have blind sense. But the rest of you do not see these stalactites spread strands from the side of them that shoot out towards you. I'll show you an image of this.
Oh no, the stalactites have a mouth and little tentacles.
Nah,
Is that a mimictite?
Let's not.
Yeah, so I envision that as we're walking along, Kieran's, having a conversation. I would imagine as soon as he senses this, he stops mid-sentence and holds up his hand. But by that point, it's too late because the tentacles are just reaching out for us at that point.
Yep, everybody roll initiative. Kieran got an 11. Jessup got a 25. Oran got a 22, and Gideon got a 21.
Wow, I love that I was the one that sensed them, but I rolled a really bad initiative.
Yeah, but you get to go in the surprise round at least for not being flat-footed.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Did we rest?
Yeah, this is the next day.
Yep. We have all our spells.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I thought that was a joke.
This is the morning of the third day.
Oh, that's right. We did go over that.
In the surprise round, though, both of these creatures are going to be going first, and I will roll to see what they hit. I'll roll a d3 for the first one and a d2 for the other one. So 1, 2, Flendak. 3, 4, Gideon. 5, 6, Kieran. 1, okay, so it'll be the NPC. Good for you guys. 1, 2, Jessup. 3, 4, Oran. 3, so it'll be Oran. So one of these strands shoots out from the left, the blue stalactite here, and will attempt to hit Flendak. I imagine that will hit his touch AC. What?
I love when a DM is rolling to hit one of their own NPCs, because really, at that point, you are just playing make-believe, aren't you?
So, Durgar Taskmaster has a touch AC of 15, so this does hit, and pulls him 5 feet closer to this creature.
Is that a grapple? Or that's just a special ability to pull?
Yeah, we'll see when I do it against Oran and explain how it works.
I was going to say, I have liberating command, even though it's probably garbage.
Does a natural 20 hit your touch AC, Oran?
Well,
No,
20 might not.
that's a miss.
Did you hear him go, ugh, at the beginning?
So, yeah, so that's going to get you with its one of its strands here. So you are going to take... Does this get doubled on a crit? It would, wouldn't it? Oh, that can't be. That's insane. Okay, well, we'll see how I roll. Phew, gosh, still... You take 7 points of strength damage.
What? That's insane.
And...
I lied. It doesn't get doubled. Yeah, it doesn't get doubled.
No, it is a touch attack. You take 7 points of strength damage. You are pulled 5 feet closer to it. So basically, this creature can extend up to a certain number of strands from its body, launching them at a range of up to 50 feet. They resolve against touch AC. They are quite strong, yada yada. A creature that is struck by a strand is numbed and weakened by the strange material. Oh, I'm sorry, there's a save involved. So you do make a fortitude save. So you might be fine.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's an attack, but you do get a fortitude save against the strength damage.
I was going
Very
to say,
least.
7 strength damage right out the get-go is a lot.
That's a 29.
Okay. 29. Okay, so you're actually okay with the strength damage. You still get hit and you're still pulled
Yeah.
because it does have the pull special attack, so it pulls you 5 feet closer regardless, but you do actually resist the strength damage. But there is some numbing effect going on with the strands here. And Kieran, you can act in the surprise round.
Okay.
So what is this black? You don't want to go there, or you can't go there?
That's the edge of the collapse. If you
The
fall,
abyss.
yep, if you fall into that, you go down 130 feet.
130.
Ah.
Oh.
So this is a chasm down. He's trying to pull
Yes.
you into it.
Interesting.
I see.
Okay.
I see
then.
how this encounter works now. I was thinking that it was like a cave in, like from the top down.
No.
This is like a cave out. Look out. You're gonna
Yeah.
die.
Like a sinkhole.
I take it that the knowledge on this is going to be one I do not have. Arcana local nobility.
Dungeoneering, I
I
think.
don't have that.
So yeah, you
I-
don't know what these are.
I am not prepared for spelunking.
Oh, Flendak resisted the strength damage too.
I will cast a scorching ray on the red one.
Oh, you little metagamer.
What? What do you mean?
Go ahead.
What?
I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay. So this will be 2 rays of 46, so they get this is a touch attack. My bad. All right, so touch
Yeah, it's
attack.
touch attack.
And again, I will roll. This will roll 1 touch attack, which would be. Oh, that's the damage. Actually, no, I took the touch attack out. So my 2 touch attacks are a 26 and a 22.
Yep, those will both touch the target.
Wow. Garbage rolls. 10 fire damage on the first one and 13 fire damage on the second one.
Okay.
Yep, that's my surprise round.
All right. Top of round 1, we have Jessup.
Yes.
Oh, crap baskets! Alright. Jessup will. He will do a monster lore.
Okay,
That's going to be a
dungeoneering.
solid 30 with my nat bard 20.
Okay, you identify these creatures and you get 1 piece of information. These creatures are known as ropers.
Because they rope you in.
Yep,
Real
you see a
creative.
huge eye open in the conical creature's front, just above a toothy mouth. Long strands of fibrous material whip from its sides. The roper is an ambush hunter, capable of altering the coloration and shape of its body. A roper in hiding looks remarkably like as you can see, a type of stone, like a stalactite or stalagmite. Although alien and monstrous in shape, the roper is in fact one of the most intelligent denizens of the deep caverns of the world. They do not form large societies, although ropers can be found living among some deep-dwelling denizens like intellect devourers or neolithids. But they often congregate in small clusters. A roper is 9 feet tall and weighs 2,200 pounds. They are chaotic, evil, large aberrations. You get 1 piece of information about them.
Sure. I guess we'll metagame further. What is their weaknesses?
They have a vulnerability to fire.
Yeah, that honestly was not metagaming. I don't know anything
Yeah, I
about
know.
these creatures, but
It's just you said that and I was like, how convenient.
Oh, the person who does lightning damage 90% of the campaign's like, I do fire.
I'm trying to branch out.
I also see now that they do have spell resistance, but the sheet moved it around on me for some reason. They didn't put it where it's supposed to be.
Okay, so
Normally they put spell resistance at the end, but they put it before the resistances and weaknesses. I don't know why they did that.
Okay, so add 2 to this. 20?
20 would not overcome it.
Oh, great. So I think it's just 1 for the whole spell, right? It's not 1 for each damage.
It's probably 1 per shot, because if you shot a ray at 2 creatures, you'd have to roll it for each shot.
Oh,
right?
that's true. Okay, so add 2 again, 26.
26 is not enough.
Wow, oh my goodness.
Whoa, that's a lot of spell resistance there, bud.
That is a lot of spell resistance. I will not be casting spells on these.
Yeah, so you know that they are weak to fire, but they are highly resistant to magic.
Well, that's good to know.
So inspire courage, and I guess I'm going to attempt to cast a spell defensively.
Okay.
So I'm going to attempt to cast haste defensively, so it's 15 plus double the spell level, so 21.
Yep.
Oh yeah, 35! Let me see if I need to move it. Oh yeah, we're within 30. Heist! Even give it to our buddy Flen.
All right.
Let's get out of here!
Okay. You have a move action.
I'll Spire and Courage, Haste, and move 5 feet. I'll just 5 foot step.
All right. That brings us to Flendak. He is going to move action, pull out his... Actually, he probably already had his... Well, would he have his short sword or his crossbow out? Ooh, I don't know.
Crossbow.
He'd probably have his crossbow. So he's going to pull out a short sword, and he's going to attack the strand that is grabbing him. He successfully hits the strand and severs it, and he is going to try to 5 foot step back, and that'll be his turn. That brings us to Oran. You have one strand on you.
Okay. And I can... Do you have to attack it with a slashing weapon?
Yeah, so technically you wouldn't know... Well, he might. He could tell you, but these strands are quite strong, but can be severed with any amount of slashing damage.
Oh boy. That's a problem.
I don't know. Sounds like you should have had a cloak of many weapons.
Yeah, right?
And useful to have a dagger in your back pocket.
I mean...
Do you have a slashing weapon, Gideon?
No. We're not playing a dumb character.
No.
I think you have a hammer, don't you?
Yeah. Actually, I do, I guess, technically. The large, anarchic, obsidian, 9-ring, stupid thing. Broadsword.
So am I grappled technically or no?
No, you're not grappled. It's just hold on, dude. As far as I can tell, it does. I don't see text saying that anybody is grappled or anything. It's just every time it hits you with one of these strands, it's going to keep pulling you closer and closer.
But the strand is still connected to the creature.
Yes.
Okay, so weird question. Could I use something like inflict critical wounds and touch it?
I don't think it transfers through the strand, because even if you attack the strand, it doesn't say anything about dealing damage to the creature. So I don't know if it is connected in the sense that it would take damage through the strand.
Through the
So
strand.
it's kind of like a spider web or something? Sort of?
I think it's more like a spider web
Okay.
in that sense, I believe.
Okay, I get it. So it's like Spider-Man with spider webs. I get it. Okay. We're gonna try... I can't really slash it because I don't have a slashing weapon.
Are you doing Hold Monster, or was that a mistake?
What? Did I accidentally link Hold Monster? Oh, I did.
I just see Hold Monster in the chat.
Yeah, I was gonna try Hold Monster.
Okay.
I didn't mean to link it, but I was gonna try.
I don't immediately see any immunities to mind affecting. It does have spell resistance, so you'll have to roll against that. But I think otherwise the spell might work.
Oh my gosh. A 2.
A natural 2 on the caster level check is unfortunately not gonna
This is going swimmingly.
Yeah.
do it.
Am I able to move or no?
I would say you're able to move up to 50 feet away from it,
Okay.
but as long as you have that strand, you're probably going to be linked at least that much.
At least that much. Okay. So Oran will at least 5 foot step there. And I guess that'll be... Well, can I get by where Kieran, Gideon, and Jessup are or no?
Yeah, you can move through allied space.
Okay, so... Yeah, how far could I get? Let's see, I was here.
That's up to 50 feet away from it.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go here.
All right. That brings us to Gideon.
They don't have bones, do they?
I literally was gonna joke and play your character. I was like, I shall not falter. Boom shaker. And that's what you're gonna do.
They don't have bones, right?
I don't know if they have.
I mean, squids don't have bones, so and they're tentacles. Okay. Oh, okay. I was gonna argue. Why can't he just touch the roper? They're tentacles. They're not webs.
They're strands. They're not tentacles.
First off, these creatures clearly have bones because they have teeth, and teeth are bones.
All right, fair enough. I accept this.
Here, the strands it exudes are not flesh, but a thick, semi-liquid material similar to partially melted wax.
Got you. So it is like a web. I now no longer feel gypped.
But they definitely have teeth. I mean, you can see them.
You give them a toothache.
Yeah, they have teeth
And teeth are bones.
and a mouth.
So you can rattle their mouths.
Teeth are bones, right, Jason?
Probably.
I mean, it can be very, very hard cartilage.
Yeah.
I ain't no doctor.
I don't know these things. Oh man, this is awful. But yeah, we'll go ahead and do the old bone shaker.
All right. Which one?
The one that's grabbing him.
Right. Roll spell resistance.
Oh, just so you're aware,
I forgot about that part.
teeth consist mostly of hard, inorganic materials like calcium. They also contain nerves, blood vessels, and specialized cells, but they are not bones. So, no. It wouldn't work.
Oh, no.
Okay, then I won't.
We've
do
all
that.
been lied to.
That's
I
fine.
mean, I'm fine with it because it's not like I'm going to be able to find distinctly whether they do or do not have bones. I have no idea.
I would say they don't have, like squids don't have bones, and I thought they
They're
were
not like
technical.
aquatic.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Aquatic?
Aquatic.
Aquatic?
No, aquatic.
Oh, gotcha.
Man, spell resistance. I forgot about that, but I already said it, so that's what I'll do.
That's pretty high.
It's pretty.
It's pretty rough.
Oh, boy.
A 30 will succeed.
Okay. That's as high as I could possibly roll, almost.
Okay, so they do get a save,
Yep.
and this is a fortitude save.
Yep.
DC 16. Okay.
Yeah.
Natural ones technically fail, I guess.
They do.
It's a 25.
Okay, so they take 14 points of damage.
Yes.
All right.
Invocation of Destruction begun. 5-foot step towards that way I want to run.
Honestly, I was kind of hoping that they would fail because it'd be funny if you did the movement to just pull them off the ceiling.
That's what I wanted to do.
I was kind of hoping that was going to happen, but their fortitude save's way too good.
That's too bad. It would have been really fun though.
It would have been really good. I would have loved it if that happened.
Just flag them off the ceiling, they just fall down. All right, that's one taken care of. Next one.
All right, it is now the Roper's turns. Okay, so Red is already going for Oran, so it's going to full attack and throw the rest of its strands at him. So it has one strand at you, so it's going to immediately with that pull you the 5 feet. But it's going to throw the rest of its strands at you and try to pull you all the way in. So that's a 29 touch. A 29 man, if only these did damage. My gosh, I'd be killing you guys. Okay, 12 probably misses your touch even. I don't know what your touch is, but yeah. And then 24. Okay. So I need 3 fortitude saves against its strength damage on each of these.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
You failed one of them.
Wait,
Oh,
is it a spell-like or spell ability?
it is an extraordinary ability, and it is, as far as I can tell, not a poison.
Can I be a terrible person and use Saving Finale?
Yes.
You want to?
That's not a terrible person. That's a good person. That's using your spells.
One of those was going to give Oran 7 damage.
And you should be well within the 20. Oh yeah, we're within the feat. So, I immediately end my Inspire competence or courage, excuse me, but it still lasts for lingering effects. But you can re-roll that middle save, Oran.
30? Okay. So you take no strength damage from any of these, but you are pulled, so they did hit you, so that's 1, 2, 3.
Kieran, help!
And then as you're pulled by these wax strands over the edge, you fall and plummet.
Can I
100
feather fall?
Unfortunately, no.
Why not?
Because
he doesn't want you to.
Because I don't want you to.
Yeah, you can feather fall.
Okay.
Whee!
So immediate action, he will lightly float down
Alright.
to the bottom.
So you begin falling at 60 feet per round. So you are about halfway down the chasm.
Okay.
You no longer benefit from Shield Other.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Gideon's just like, yes.
The other roper was going after Flendak. It's gonna, I guess, continue doing that.
He could pull me back up.
One of the strands was cut. It doesn't say anything about them regenerating, so I'm going to say that it's gone. So it's only got the other 5 left. So that will miss his touch AC of 13. Yeah, so he has a touch AC of 15. That'll hit. That'll hit. That'll hit. That'll hit. So he gets pulled in and also plummets. And I don't think you can cast it again.
I ain't got no more immediate actions.
So
I'm
he
fresh
takes
out.
13d6 points of falling damage. So Oran, you fall halfway down the chasm fairly slowly, and then a second later you see Flendak just plummet past you.
That's awful.
Is he dead?
So he takes 46 points of damage.
No!
It is a roll.
You rolled
You
rocks.
hear coming from the chasm below, say, I'm okay. That's his turn. Well, actually, that wasn't even his turn. As the roper's turn, Kieran, it is your turn.
Kieran will say to the others, get close to me. I can get us. We can't stay apart from them. And he will ready a dimension door for if Gideon grabs him.
All right.
How am I get if I get grabbed? You mean?
No. If you move to touch Kieran.
Oh, okay.
I'm just thinking they're 130 feet down, so they're gone. So I was gonna take us down there, so at least we're not split. But I don't know how that works because I don't know that it's 130 feet down. It could be 3,000 feet down for all I know. So I don't know how that would even work.
Flendak told you it was 130 feet down.
Oh, did he? Okay. So then because Kieran is super good at judging distances, he would know the precise location to land with a dimension door.
Well, he's an adventurer after all. We all know that adventurers are able to think in 5s really easily.
Okay, so I guess I will do that if you guys are on board with that. But if you tell me that it's a lame idea, then I'll just waste my turn, I guess.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Top of round 3, we have Jessup.
Looks at Kieran. Oh, Lord, I hope you know what you're doing. Right, Desmond? He holds on to you.
Okay.
That's a...
We have a lovely 6-second embrace.
Yep. That brings us to Flendak, who will stand up. And does he have any potions? He has a potion of Cure Moderate. He'll take that. I guess he has to move action, pull it out. He'll begin getting ready to take it. That brings us to Oran. I guess you would finish falling at this point? Actually, technically, it's 130 feet down. You move 60 feet per round, so you're now 10 feet off the ground, still falling.
Amazing.
Flendak looks up at you and says, "Nice of you to show up.
I seriously want us all to hit the ground before Oran does, because that's just funny.
Would have been nice if they could have done that for me." I don't know if there's anything you can do.
Sure, he could shoot. He could shoot like a bow and arrow if he had one. That'd be.
He could channel.
Think about how cool that was. He could channel. Yeah, I'll let you do whatever you want while you're falling.
I'm glad you're the GM now.
He doesn't do anything.
Okay, Gideon, it's your turn.
I'll 5-foot step over.
Okay. That, I guess, triggers Kieran.
Okay, Kieran will cast a dimension door to go 130 feet down into the chasm.
Okay. You arrive at the bottom, right next to Flendak. You see Oran still slowly falling.
Amazing.
You can hear the ropers sending strands towards you, but they can't get that range. And Flendak looks up and he says, "Oh, looks like they're on the move. They're coming for us. It's going to be a long time before they get here, though, as they have a movement speed of 10 feet.
Oh,
Okay.
so we could just dimension door away?
Away. Yeah. Just keep going.
Yeah. I don't think they can catch us.
Well, I've got another one of those, so if we just wait till it comes back to my turn, I can cast it again.
Sounds good. And Gideon will put his hand on what's the dude's name?
Flendak.
Flendak. Back up and at him, Flendak.
Thanks.
And that's when we
Yep,
find out
and-
that he's undead.
I kill him.
Been there, done that, spoiler.
Right?
Yeah, and so at this point, there's really no point in keeping initiative order. There's no way they're going to catch you at this point. So you guys can get out of there with another dimension door and further ahead back up on the trail, but further ahead.
I like to think that Kieran really just waits for him to get about like 3/4 of the way down, and then blips back up to the top just to like wave.
Yeah,
It would take you. It would take them a solid like minute and a half to climb from the ceiling to the wall, then down, and then over to where you are.
They're so
very slow.
They're
They're very, very, very slow. If they had a chance to get into melee, they would have wrecked. But yeah, they're slow. But you're able to get past these pair of ropers, and Flendak kind of looks as, well, that certainly explains the disappearances.
Can we see, are there a lot of like bodies and corpses down right where we are?
A couple, yeah. They're not a bunch, but there's like a couple scattered bones. You imagine most of the corpses would have probably been consumed.
Is there a quick detect magic we can do to see if there's any goodies down here?
You do detect magic. You do detect a few magical auras
Kieran,
just scattered around.
There's a few magic thingies. If you want to wait a sec.
Yeah, all right. Just keep an eye on them to make sure they don't catch up, but yeah.
Yep, you find what appears to be one potion, one wand, and it's an oil. It's basically a potion, but it's not something you'd drink.
Okay.
So I think these three are generic enough that I'll just give it to you. Your spellcraft would be enough. It is an oil of shrink item, a potion of fly, and a wand of magic missile with 32 charges and caster level 7th.
Ooh.
Okay.
So the wand of magic missile would send out, I believe, 4. And,
That's pretty good.
Has 32 charges. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too
Yeah.
shabby. Would save me
So-
a first level spell slot. I think I'm the only one that can cast magic missile. Well, yeah, you can do it with your, if you want it, because you've got your use magic device. That's fine.
Doing pretty good with my bow so far.
All right. Well, I think they're starting to catch up to us. Should we? It's up to you, Flendak. Do we just go back up but further down, or should we follow this chasm for a ways?
It's probably better to go back up further down. Those creatures, I wager, can probably, like the chasm down here is probably their actual home. So if there's more of them, we're probably
Right.
likely to see more of them down here than. So
Good point.
probably best to get out.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. And I will cast another dimension door and put us back up 130 feet and as far down, I guess, as I can.
Okay. Yep, you get back up there, out of their reach, and you're able to go the rest of the way along the side of this collapse without encountering any more of these ropers. And you get back to an open highway, an uncollapsed highway, and you continue on. And you're able to go the rest of the day unharassed. Or I guess I should say you would be encountering smaller things every now and then, but I'm hand-waving like random encounters or encounters with creatures that are just so low level it would be negligible. So you guys would be doing a couple things throughout the day, a couple random encounters, but nothing terribly dangerous by comparison.
Do you want us to just expend like a spell of each level?
Not necessary, because you're going to be getting to a rest here anyways. So you can, you imagine that you went through a couple of these combats. You probably didn't have to expend anything too big because it's mostly just low-level creatures, maybe a couple creatures that came, a couple fae that maybe came down from the surface, like a red cap or two or something like that. Nothing crazy. And another couple hours go by, and eventually the third day comes to a close. You set up your camp to the side like you have been doing, and you set your watches and wake up the fourth day, ready to continue your very long trek down the long walk, getting, I think, a third of the way to your destination at this point. And that is where we will pick it up next week.